IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, Fairfield DD, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, The Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight we're at Ohio Dominican University, home of the Panthers, for a Division IV District Championship game between the Fisher Catholic Irish and the Grandview Heights Bobcats. The Irish come in 13-11 after a very exciting district semifinal win over Newark Catholic. It's been a long time coming for the Irish trying to pull off that upset, and they did it in double overtime.
Yeah, on the road in a district semifinal, that's a huge win for the Irish.
The Grandview Heights Bobcats come in 21-6 under head coach Ray Corbett, who's been around for a long time. He's no stranger to these types of games.
No, Coach Corbett has been doing this a long time, and he does it really well. They've played Division III and Division IV, but he has a really, really talented group here tonight.
The Bobcats coming in, they finished fourth in the Mid-State League Ohio behind London, Worthington Christian, and Whitehall. With a record of 21-6 overall, your league record 8-5, that's really saying something about that Mid-State League Ohio.
Yeah, it's a really rugged division, and I had an opportunity to speak to all the coaches, and we'll reflect on that tonight, but he felt that the league really prepared them well for the tournament because of how competitive and tough it was night in, night out.
Fisher Catholic also finished fourth in their Mid-State League Cardinal Division behind Harvest Prep, Rosecrans, and Byrne Union. They were 5-6 overall, in the league, and 13-11 overall. Pretty good season, though, for Coach Brown and his Irish team. You know, they lost a lot last year, and to come in this year and not only compete for a district championship, but to have a winning record is saying a lot for this club. Yeah,
they've done a nice job this year, Coach Brown and his staff. When you return 20% of your team that really played the most minutes, it's always an adjustment, and it was good that Bryson was the one coming back because he's had such a nice year for the Irish, but had to retool and relearn, and Coach Brown expressed that they've been just a little inconsistent, but he was as proud as he's ever been of a group the other night with that win at Newark Catholic.
Lots of excitement tonight here at Ohio Dominican. Not only is the Fisher Catholic Irish from the Mid-State League Cardinal playing tonight, but the Byrne Union Rockets will be playing for Division IV District Championship as well later on tonight. We'll have both of those games, and we've got some special sponsors on board we would like to say thank you to right off the bat here. Mr. Froggy's Car Wash jumping on, and I tell you what, this is definitely the time of the year. I mentioned to you when you got in the car, Shoe, sorry that my car is so dirty. I haven't made it to Froggy's yet this week. Also, Seymour Distributing is on board for us tonight with this Fisher Catholic game, so thanks a bunch to Mr. Froggy's Car Wash and Seymour Distributing, along with all of our sponsors who have been with us the entire season. Now, Tim, let's talk quickly about personnel for these two teams. Of course, for Fisher Catholic, Bryson Vogel, also Sam Maynard, Bronder. They've had some really good games in the tournament, but they're going to have their hands full with Collier, Lachey, and James of the Bobcats.
Yeah, you got to remember with Brian Collier, 5'10 senior guard, he was the player of the year in Division IV in Central Ohio, Jared, and he scored over 1,600 points. That's a lot of points. And along with Luke Lachey, who has over 1,100 points and over 700 rebounds, that's a two-headed monster right there.
Tip-off brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school basketball. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. It'll be Josh Burke jumping for the Irish and Luke Lachey jumping for the Bobcats in this Division IV District Championship game from Ohio Dominican University. Tip is controlled by the Irish. Nice ups there by Burke. It'll be Alex Bronder with the basketball, looking to get it to the middle to Vogel. Vogel from the elbow has a shot blocked by Lachey. Quickly up ahead come the Bobcats. Here's Leslie. Gets it back out to Collier. Now they'll swing it around left side. Charlie James now back out front. They'll reset an offense.
Yeah, a little 1-2-2 matchup played by the Irish here.
Brian Collier, a 6-foot senior, averaging 21 points per ball game. And right around that same average in these first 3 tournament games coming into tonight. Nice pass over to Glenn Cribbs and back out now to Collier. It's blocked by Bronder. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Irish.
Both teams look just a little nervous, Jared, and that's not uncommon in the district championship to start out first couple minutes.
Bronder gets it right side. Sam Maynard. Now Josh Burke at the top. Three-pointer put up no good long for Bronder, rebounded by Lachey. The big guy can run the court all the way to the hoop and puts it up and in.
Yeah, good effort by Luke Lachey. Following the pass, it got deflected. Just hustled after it.
6'7" senior is Luke Lachey, averaging 16.9 per ball game. And don't let 6'7" fool you. He can handle the basketball.
Giving him a 2-guard, kind of like some Princeton-type look here.
Bronder back out now to Starcher. Now right side, almost stolen away. Vogel now with it. Gets it back over to Starcher. Sam Maynard now. Back to Bronder. Nice patience by the Irish. Here's Bronder driving. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but he's fouled. And I think they got number 22, Glenn Cribbs.
I think you're right. I know Coach Corbett questioned that call. It was like he didn't initiate the contact. We've talked about it all year that in high school, sometimes fouls are called because of what they look like, not what they are.
Bronder coming off of an outstanding game against Newark Catholic. He scored 21 points in that game, I believe a career high. And he's got his first point of the night right here with this free throw.
Yeah, what Coach Brown, one of the things he talked about, which was interesting, is how confident they shot the ball and how loose. And, you know, he was hoping they would do that tonight also.
The 2 free throws from Bronder tie it up at 2. Here's Leslie. They'll take a screen from Lachey. Now get it to Collier down in the corner. And they dump it inside at the block. Lachey, turnaround jumper, no good. Josh Burke tips the rebound, and it gets into the hands of Vogel.
Real good double team out of their zone defense right there. Doubled down on the post. Made Luke a little uncomfortable, Jared.
Here's Vogel. A 3-point attempt is up, no good, off the back of the iron. Nice box out by the Bobcats, and Lachey gets it out now to Collier. Oh, nice move baseline, but the shot no good, and a foul's going to be called. Charlie James, that quick first step to the baseline, got right around Josh Burke.
Yeah, even though you're playing zone, you still have to close out properly. Weight back, under control, and force people to shoot the 3. You see the drive right here, the first step, create the contact.
That's our Buckeye Toyota replay. Shows you that foul was on Caden Starcher. Free throw up and good for Charlie James. Second one for James, also good. 4-2, 5:20 and counting here in the first quarter. Starcher gets it left side to Bronder.
What you got to do against pressure. They're back cutting, Jared.
Here's Burke at the free throw line. He's going to pump up the shot and got every part of the rim, but it drops. And we are tied up at 4. Here's Lachey, left side now to Collier. Skip pass inside, wide open was Luke Lachey.
Yeah, when you're playing the back end of a matchup zone, you have to have contact of not just the ball, but you have to see players. It's like in your man-to-man defense, man and ball, you need to see 2 things.
Tight defense momentarily there for the Bobcats as they lead at 6-4.
They haven't extended it yet. I would look for Grandview to come out and extend their ball pressure a little more than they have.
Maynard drives, kick it back out to Vogel. Vogel gets some instruction from Coach Brown. You can hear him in the background shouting out the play. Some patience here from the Irish offense. Here's Vogel in the corner. 6-4 is the score. Grandview Heights on top of Fisher Catholic with 3:44 and counting here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Coach Corbett trying to urge his players to step out and put a little more ball pressure on, because the Irish would be glad to make the tempo and less possessions.
Nice backdoor cut for Starcher. Shot from the elbow. No good. Rebounded by Lachey.
Got a good possession out of it. Just didn't finish it with a shot.
Here's Lachey from deep. No good. A nice job tipping it out of there from Cribbs. Collier now for three, and he drains it. 9-4, Grandview Heights. Bronder. Back out to the top of the key. Not a whole lot of movement right now in this Fisher Catholic offense. Here's Burke directing some traffic. Bounces one down to Vogel. Vogel drives baseline. Nice pass over to Starcher, and an offensive foul going to be called on Bryson Vogel. I don't know about that one.
That's not a very good call, Jared, but you have to play through that. Understand. Don't allow defenders to be underneath the basket and fall down.
I don't know if we've got a replay of that one. I'd like to see that again if we do.
Well, just the location of that's just not a very good basketball call. But you play through that, like I said. You don't worry about it. It's part of the game.
Coach Brown having a discussion over there on the far side with the official.
Yeah, but he's not the one who called.
No, he's not.
The call usually.
Collier for three in the corner, no good. Bronder the rebound quickly the other way. 1-on-3. It's stripped away by Collier. Nice hustle by Collier, and now a foul going to be called on the Irish. I think they're going to get Starcher. If so, that's his second.
Yeah, here's that play. That's nothing,
wow, he was
Jared.
even
He was moving.
Yeah, he was stopping.
Yeah, that's not a very good call by the official.
Starcher is called for the foul. That's his second.
I don't like where it's under the basket. Once the offensive player's under the basket, But again, you got to move on. You got to play on.
Here's James. Lobs it. Oh! Bryson Vogel came down hard as he tipped the ball. Looked like kind of an alley-oop pass intended for Lachey, and Bryson went up high and tipped it. Did they call a foul on Bryson?
Tried to screen the zone. Bryson went up to deflect it.
They called a foul on Bryson Vogel on that.
I'd have to see it again.
How in the world? So now they've got Vogel with two and Starcher with two. As Lachey scores another bucket for the Bobcats. Here's Maynard. And a whistle and a foul going to be called on Collier, I believe. (11-4), Grandview Heights, 1:51 to play in the first quarter. Here's Bronder over to Burke. In the corner, Vogel, a high three, no good. And it goes out of bounds to the Bobcats. Left side. Charlie James gets it in to Lachey. It's tipped and now back to James. Here's Leslie. Back over to James. Fires up the shot, no good. And a whistle and a foul going to be called on Grandview Heights. Lots of fouls in this first quarter.
Yeah, when you look at the board and see 8 fouls, that's a little too many.
They called on Adam Leslie. That's his first. Adam Bechtel comes in for the Bobcats.
Well, the bottom line is, and this has happened to Fisher this year, they got to find ways to score some points.
Yeah.
Get a little more consistency. Now, Grandview understand is a good defensive team. Lachey does gamble a lot.
There's Bronder for three, and he got it.
And
they needed that.
Yeah, his gamble cost him 3 points right there.
Yep,
Jared.
you're right. Pulls him back to within 11-7.
You just want to be solid defensively.
Here's Lachey. He'll get it over in the corner. Now back out. Lachey will fire up the three. No good. Rebound tipped around into the hands of the Bobcats. Shot put up no good, and then a foul going to be called on Lachey. Yep. That'll be his second.
Yeah, just a little out of control a little bit.
Check that. It's his first.
You know what? If you're Fisher, you're going to give him that shot.
Yeah, why not?
You know, because obviously Luke's a very good scorer. Scored over 1,100 points in his career. So, you know, he's going to be around the basket. Going to be more effective there than shooting threes.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Irish trail at 11-7. Now a foul called on Adam Bechtel, who just checked into the ball game for the Bobcats.
That's a no-brainer right there. You put both hands on the dribbler in front of the official.
5 fouls on the Bobcats, 4 on the Irish, and we're still not out of the first quarter. Folks in Sugar Grove could probably stay down there a while. Here's Vogel driving inside the paint. High off the glass, no good. Lachey the rebound. And it's stolen away by Bronder. He read that one perfectly. Alex the other way, nice move inside the paint, but he carried the basketball. Thought they were going to get him for a travel, but they say he carried it. 21 seconds to play in the first quarter. 11-7 the score.
And now what you want to do is you want to hold it for a shot here. You know, we've talked about this many times before. Get the clock to 8 and execute versus man zone, whatever the defense is.
Collier skips it over to James. He'll fire up a three, no good. Rebounded by Starcher, and he will just hold it and let the buzzer run out here in the first quarter.
An interesting first quarter, to say the least.
It was. So the Irish trail at 11-7 after one. And Shu, we mentioned earlier Mr. Froggies and Seymour Distributing on board with us. Why don't you tell us about him?
Listen to the Frog. He hates dirty vehicles, and he knows how much devastation salt can do. Mr. Froggy's Car Wash hates salt and dirt so much that they've got an incredible deal. $19.99 a month buys you unlimited car washes every month. And just for the cost of a fast food meal for $3, you can wash your car every day. No more salt and rust. Mr. Froggy's Car Wash, 1534 East Main in Lancaster. Listen to the Frog. He knows some restrictions may apply. Ribbit.
It is time for me to go for Mr. Froggy's for sure. Well, Shu, you mentioned it, an interesting first quarter, to say the least. We had 9 fouls in that first quarter between the two teams.
Yeah, and just those last ones for Grandview. Grandview did not play well the last minute 30 of that quarter.
Right.
They had total control, 11-4. You got to have a little more discipline defensively. Move the ball a little bit better offensively. I think the kids are just excited, Jared, and like I said, that happens in these games. Just a little thrilled. You know, you want to get Brian Collier a little more involved in your offensive team if you're Coach Corbett.
He did have 1 3, but that's about it in that first quarter. Here he is in the corner. Kick it back to James, and it's tipped, then into the hands of Leslie. Here is Collier.
The one thing I haven't seen from the Grandview offense against the zone is not a lot of pass fake, and pass faking is very, very important against zone defenses.
Leslie picks up his dribble, gets it left side to James. Now they dump it inside. Back out. James for 3, no good. Rebounded on the backside by Starcher.
See, I think if I'm coaching at Fisher, I'm really happy with somebody other than Collier or Lachey shooting the ball.
Yeah, Lachey's not even in the game right now. Here's Vogel inside the paint. He'll skip it over in the corner to Maynard. Almost had it stolen away. Vogel takes a screen, almost has it stolen. Now Bronder.
Got to have more movement. Especially if you're going to isolate, you want to have some movement so that the help won't be there to take away the one-on-one play.
Here's Maynard. Boy, Bobcats, Grandview Heights plays with a lot of hands, don't they?
They do.
A lot of hands. Here's Starcher, now Bronder.
And you know what? You do as much as the officials will let you do, too.
Josh Burke for three. No good. Rebounded by the Bobcats.
I think you can get that shot at any time in that possession. You know what I mean by that?
I think he kind of rushed it.
Yeah, they moved the ball a little bit, and I think you can get that shot anytime. So
Collier from way out there. It looked like he was so far out he had to change the way he shot it.
Yeah, that's a little too far in my opinion, but
there's Vogel. Has it stolen away. Leslie, 2-on-1. Nice pass over to Collier, and he puts it up and in.
You got to be a little stronger with the ball. You're going to handle the ball versus people who play aggressive.
Maynard back out now to Bronder. Back to Maynard.
A lot of dribbling going on,
Yeah,
Jared.
you're right. Now he fires up a long three, no good.
Yeah,
in traffic.
Yeah, that won't make your offense click right there. Those last two shots.
Here's a three in the corner, no good. Rebounded by Starcher. We mentioned Maynard. He had a great game against Newark Catholic as well. He scored 18 points. So between he and Bronder, 18 and 21, that was a lot of the offense for Fisher Catholic. We have a timeout on the floor. Timeouts tonight are brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com.
That's a good timeout by Coach Brown right there. You know, even if scoring is difficult, shooting it quick doesn't make it any better.
You had a chance to talk to Coach Brown this week. What were his thoughts on this game?
Well, he was very pleased with last week and thought that they had gained some confidence and playing well at Newark Catholic. And he felt he had to give Grandview some different looks, a few different things that they're not used to because they are so solid defensively. And they've hung right in there for the most part. You know, I think Grandview's helped them a little bit, but you know, Fisher's last two possessions, those shots, selection, like I said, just because you can get that at any time in that possession, don't settle once you've moved the ball.
Out of the timeout, it'll be Vogel with it. Now Bronder. 5:16 and counting here in the first half. Grandview Heights leads at 13-7. Luke Lachey back into the ball game for Grandview Heights. He's guarding Vogel to the elbow. Now Bronder. Nice spin move, and Bronder to the hoop, puts it up and in.
Yeah, got to help sooner in your defense if you're Grandview.
7 points in the game for Alex Bronder. Pulls him back to within 13-9. Now Lachey's shot is short and gets his own rebound and put back.
Yeah, just physical strength and effort right there by Luke Lachey.
8 points for Lachey.
I mean, he shot a 8-footer short, and he didn't worry about it. He went back and got it.
Yep. A lot of times you see guys shoot it and take off down the floor, but he didn't. Burke's pass goes out of bounds. Glenn Cribbs came out for some tight defense, and Burke threw an errant pass.
Yeah, you can see right here, look at the move and a reach right there. You know, just not great team defense right there. That'll be one you can show your team after this game to get ready for next week if you happen to win.
15-9.
Not how to defend.
Nope. Three-point attempt put up, no good for Trey Holloman. And it's out of bounds. It'll go to the Irish. And check that. He changes his call and says it's the Bobcats basketball. You'll see them discussing it there. From our angle, we really couldn't see it with the student section standing up right there.
Officials even seem a little uncertain tonight.
Trey Hollyman, a freshman, into the ball game for the Bobcats. He took that last three-pointer. Now the ball's through the legs of Lachey into the hands of Maynard. Here comes Sam. Back down to Bronder. He'll fire up a three. No good. And rebounded by the Bobcats. Collier, 1-on-2, and he scores it.
Yeah, nice move right there by Brian Collier. Under control, used the glass, and finished.
17-9. Collier now with 7 points in the game. Bronder directs traffic. Picks up his dribble, gets it over now to Maynard. Maynard inside the paint, passes to Starcher, now back to Burke. And Burke just tips it, but it's right into the hands of Collier. Collier has it blocked by Bronder, but he's going to be calling for the foul.
Yeah, good effort by Bronder right there. Just careless offensively, not strong with the ball, you know. Just those type of things make it tough because live ball turnovers lead to that, Jared. Fouls and breakouts. And
Brian Collier at the free throw line. First one's up and good. Irish substitution. Connor Swartz comes into the ball game. He replaces Josh Burke. Swartz, the 6-foot senior.
Yeah, it's a foul.
Good news is he fouled him hard enough that he couldn't make the shot.
Yeah, I have no problem with the foul. Just don't ever let them get the ball up above their shoulders. .308 and counting here in this first half. As Grandview Heights now leads it by 10, their largest lead of the night, 19-9. Starcher drives, kicks it out in the corner to Bronder. Got to move the ball.
Yep.
Got to move the basketball. You know, two things we say in offense: move your body, move the ball.
Here's Starcher. Takes a screen, and it's going to be a moving screen. Call it on Connor Swartz.
You set the screen on the ball, Jared. In this day and age, you got to stay totally still. See it on TV all the time in the NCAA games. You cannot move on that ball screen.
Collier gets it over to Hollyman. Now back to Collier. They'll play pitch and catch, and Bronder gambled, almost had it stolen away. Hollyman for three, no good.
Wow.
And it's out of bounds. It'll stay with Grandview Heights. Aiden Leslie comes in. He'll check out Hollyman. Leslie will inbound. He was looking for the lob. And we've got a foul on Grandview Heights. It goes on Glenn Cribbs, his second. Good thing both these teams have decent-sized bench over there. They might need all these guys.
Well, the fouling has slowed down this period a little bit. You know, Fisher just has to find a way to score some points to stay with it. You know, they've done a good job defensively.
Vogel drives down, then picks up his dribble, backdoor cut. Maynard goes to the hoop. He couldn't get it, but the backside rebound and put back for Caden Starcher, his first bucket of the night.
It's amazing. Even if you just get some thrust to the basket, though, good things happen.
Here's Lachey, just inside the elbow. Shot no good. Once again, gets his own rebound. Kicks it out. And he wants it right back.
Well, he's had a rough night shooting, but he doesn't let it bother him.
And a whistle and a foul call. No, a travel going to be called on Aiden Leslie. That's good news for the Irish because I thought they were going to get Bryson with his third foul.
That's what it looked like.
There's Starcher, and Vogel got loose, and he couldn't finish, and now he's taken down by Lachey, and that's going to be a foul and keep it on the Irish into the floor, but Vogel is still down on the floor.
Yeah. You can see the back cut. If you saw a replay, you'd see the back cut and a good cut by Bryson, but he missed the layup, but he got a foul out of it.
Lachey picks up his second foul. Ian Gessie going to check in, the 6'3" freshman who replaced Lachey. Bryson Vogel will be at the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. It was not a shooting foul. It was after the shot, actually.
Yeah.
That's why they allowed that substitution to come in before this shot. First free throw up and no good. Rebounded by the man that just came into the ball game, Gessie, the freshman. And now a foul called on Maynard. That'll send Brian Collier to the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 there tonight. He's got 9 points in the ball game.
Yeah, he's really the key to Grandview as far as stirring. I don't think he's been as involved as you might like him to be involved because he's just really steady here.
Joe Martin checks in. He'll give Alex Bronder a break, and I'm not sure Coach Brown wanted Bronder to be the man that checked out.
Hey, you put him back in.
As Collier drains his second free throw. Vogel brings it up, and he's fouled.
Just not necessary to foul at 35 feet.
21-11 the score. 1:21 to play in the first half.
Good job by Bryson attacking the basket quick. I mean, you got somebody you can beat with the ball.
Bronder trying to check back in. This is not a two-shot foul, but they didn't let him come in.
Well, because he's coming in for the shooter, I believe, Jared.
Oh, I thought he was, okay. And a jump ball going to be called. It'll stay with Fisher Catholic.
Yeah, Bryson has 2 fouls.
He is replacing Bryson.
Yeah, you don't want him to have 3 fouls at halftime. You want to get him off the floor.
Bronder to inbound. Gets it into Swartz, and now back to Starcher. Clock down to a minute 13 to play in the first half. Here's Bronder. Bronder to the elbow. Gets it now to Martin. Martin shot up, no good.
Yeah, just can't get it to go in the hole. Pretty good shot right there.
I'd like to see him use the glass right there, though.
I agree. Pretty much a 2-3 look right now. Actually, a box and 1 on Collier. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're face guarding him, and I mean, I would take him out of their team.
Yep.
I think he's the straw that stirs it all. And if these guys make shots, they make shots.
Ball rebounded, hustle rebound for Adam Bechtel. Now Collier drives.
Wow.
That's got to be player control. Yeah, it is. Player control foul on Brian Collier. That's his second. Now Bryson Vogel is going to check back in with 26.9 seconds to play in the half.
This first half's been a crazy scenario.
I would say so. Trey Hollyman comes back in, and for Grandview Heights, he's going to get Brian Collier, who has 2 fouls.
Well, I feel a lot more comfortable sitting up here than I would down there. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, give the Irish credit. They've done a nice job defensively. If they can just find some way to score some points. But Grandview is they will be a resistance, and you know they haven't made a free throw yet tonight, have they?
No, who?
Fisher.
They've made 2. Alex Bronder had 2.
Out of
about 6 or 7, I think.
They've had several one-on-ones here that and that doesn't spell good for you. Here's a 1-3-1 here, and see how they handle it.
Clock down to 9 seconds. Hollyman, the freshman, with the basketball. Down to 7, now 6. Here's Adam Leslie. Now shot put up off the glass and in for Leslie.
That's kind of
Aiden Leslie.
That's kind of how it's worked. You kind of crazy half, Jared.
Yep. So Grandview Heights leads Fisher Catholic 23-11 at halftime. Your halftime sponsors tonight are North Body Shop, Buckeye Lake Marina, and the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have some first half stats and analysis and all the second half actions coming your way on the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, Fairfield DD, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, The Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.
The moment that you're told that you have cancer, so many things were going through my mind.
I had this pain that kind of doubled over, and FMC got me the help that I needed, so I ended up surviving.
Fairfield Medical Center has helped me get through what was the hardest 6 months of my life.
When I first came to Fairfield Medical Center, she was probably having an allergic reaction. They saved her life, and that's why she's here today.
Imagine your possibilities at Ohio University Lancaster-Pickerington. With over 250 majors to choose from, I get a great college education at half the price of other schools.
A lot of large campuses have huge class sizes where the professors don't even know you. At Ohio University, the classes are very small and the support you have is fantastic.
Campus life is awesome. There's always something to do between all the athletic events, student groups, and activities that you can always find your place in.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home to Ohio University Lancaster-Pickerington.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
And welcome back to Ohio Dominican University in this Division IV District Final matchup between Fisher Catholic and Grandview Heights. Right now at halftime, Grandview Heights leads Fisher Catholic 23-11. Let's check some scoring. First of all, for the Irish, it was Caden Starcher with 2 points. Josh Burke had 2, and Alex Bronder leads the way with 7 to give the Irish 11. Grandview Heights done a nice job holding Bryson Vogel in check. Meanwhile, for the Bobcats, it is Charlie James with 2 points. Aiden Leslie has 2. Luke Lachey has 8. And Brian Collier leads the way with 11. He had a really good second quarter. He only had 3 in the first quarter, but then came away with 11 here at halftime. Your halftime sponsors tonight, North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability since 1979. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. And by Buckeye Lake Marina. If you're looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Buckeye Lake Marina is back, and Buckeye Lake is back and better than ever, and the gang at Buckeye Lake Marina looks forward to your support. And finally brought to you by the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory, and Monuments. Family owned and operated since 1889. Check them out at funeralhome.com. The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. We're at halftime here in this Division IV District Final. The Grandview Heights Bobcats lead the Fisher Catholic Irish 23-11. We'll take another timeout. We come back, we'll have the second half action on the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean this past year, I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
When most dealers are lucky enough to have one master technician, Buckeye Toyota has 3 and proudly services all makes and models.
Your hometown dealer, Buckeye Toyota.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
My name is Ernest Elton Keaton, Ernie, 11th month, 15th day of 1947. I have a very interesting life. I worked for 51 years. It just come to me, what I wanted to do. Come a long way with all the pictures I've taken. I enjoy doing it to make people not sad, but happy. You know, and I have. I'm trying to do the best I can, be kind to people and everything. So I try my very best to do what's right and not wrong. It'd be a boring world if everybody did be everything. Same thing, same lights, you know. It'd be a boring world, I think.
And we welcome you back to this Division IV District Final game between Fisher Catholic and Grandview Heights. We're at halftime. Bobcats lead the Irish 23-11. The winner of this game moves on to the regional tournament down at Ohio University down in Athens. They will play on Tuesday night, March the 10th at 8 p.m. And, Tim, we've got an exciting night here lined up. We've got a doubleheader as Fisher Catholic and Berne Union both play tonight. And then, of course, over in Pickerington at Pickerington North High School, the Berne Union girls are in the first round of the regional. They currently trail right now 15-11 at halftime against Fort Fry. But, man, what a great year it's been for Berne Union in basketball.
Absolutely. Both teams had very nice years.
Yeah. Let's talk about the first half. Boy, just kind of a crazy first half. Lots of fouls and, but for the Irish, couldn't really get anything going with Bryson Vogel. It's been pretty much the Alex Bronder show.
Yeah, and missing one-on-one free throws. You know, when you're kind of the underdog, you need everything to go well for you, and they haven't been able to do that. And like I said, I think Grandview was a little bit out of their character right there, and for Fisher defensively, like I said, good job by them. But offensively, they got to find a way to score some points.
You see there on your screen, right in the middle of the screen, Jim Lachey. If you recognize the last name Lachey, we've been calling Luke Lachey. His dad, pretty big time around these parts.
Well, if you listen to Buckeye football, Paul Keels and Jim Lachey about as good as they get.
Yep.
You know what people don't remember is Jim played 10 years as a tackle in the NFL, and you're looking at a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
A 3-time Pro Bowler. Played with the Hogs, the Washington Redskins back in the day. So Luke's had a hard time putting in the hole tonight also. You know, we just got to the basket, made a great drive, and just did not finish.
Here's Vogel. Get it out to Burke. Now Starcher. Irish trail at 23-11 beginning this third quarter. Bronder gets it out front to Maynard, and he tripped and fell and traveled. Not exactly sure where he was going. You're not, you know, if you're Sam Maynard, you're 5'9", you're going inside there. Luke Lachey is 6'7". Also in there, Glenn Cribbs, 6'4". There's not a lot you can do with the basketball inside there.
Yeah, sometimes just forcing the issue doesn't make it work. It's hard to be patient, though, if you have them impatient on your way.
Here's a steal for Bronder. Bronder to the hoop and rolls it in.
Wow.
Back to a 10-point ball game, 23-13.
Yeah, just a very casual, soft pass to enter the offense. I just kind of surprised to see some of those things.
Here's Leslie. Ball's tipped, but into the hands of Collier.
Actually, Fisher's gotten a lot of deflections. Coach Corbett is not happy.
He's not.
Nah.
Got a timeout on the floor brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive in Lancaster. You can check out their website at carriagecompany.com.
And let's say thanks to Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The Irish come in 13-11. Grandview Heights 21-6. Here's a replay of that finger roll by Alex Bronder after the steal.
Alex had a really nice game tonight.
He's coming off of a very good game against Newark Catholic where he scored 21 points in that district semifinal.
Box and one or triangle and one, whatever you want to call it.
There's another tip pass.
They have gotten a lot of deflections.
Lachey couldn't get it to go, and a whistle and a foul going to be called. On Josh Burke.
Wow.
I didn't even see him near the basketball. Three-pointer up and in for Charlie James.
Now that's a big shot that somebody else make a basket for Grandview.
You're right. Bronder's pass is stolen away now. Quickly up ahead come the Bobcats. Here's Leslie to Lachey, and he rolls it in.
Quick transition. Those live ball turnovers are just murder in basketball.
Boosts the lead quickly up to 15. Starcher gets it to Vogel.
Well, another thing, too, Coach Corbett's done is Lachey is not guarding Vogel. He got him off him, back off the perimeter, back down in the forward position.
There's another tip basketball out of bounds and to stay with the Irish.
He's got Aiden Leslie guarding Bryson here. I think that's a good move on Coach Corbett's part right there. Get somebody that's used to guarding the perimeter more, a little more comfortable.
Well, and you also have 2 fouls on Lachey. Doesn't want him to pick up a quick third one here in this third quarter.
I liked being quicker on the perimeter defensively, though, than the offensive player.
Yes.
Not that Bryson's slow, but Aiden's a little smaller and a little quicker.
Bronder going to reset things, get it over to Maynard, now to Vogel. Maynard again drives. Starcher found him, backdoor cut.
Sam right there, that's a great job. You know, run their offense patient and they get a back cut. So, but he's.
Ball is tied up under the bucket. It'll be a jump ball to the Irish.
Wow. You know, they got to find a ball Grandview's got to find a way to get the ball to Brian Collier, regardless if they're face guarding or whatever, and run your offense and still keep him involved.
Bronder gets it to Starcher. All right, here's Burke.
Yeah, a little flex type look.
Vogel fires up a three, and he got it. And a quick timeout for Coach Brown. First bucket of the night for Bryson Vogel, and it's a big one. Pulls him back to within 10, 28-18.
And let's give a big shout out to Seymour Distributing. Owners Joe and Dee Seymour have been proud supporters and followers of the Irish since 1978, Jared. And if you do the math on that, we're talking 42 years.
Wow.
They invite you to check out their quality line of meats, cut to order, along with their full-service deli filled with fresh salads, cold cuts, and cheese. Seymour Distributing, 1400 Commerce Drive in New Lexington, and you won't meet any nicer people. That commentary's from me.
Well, Tim, Coach Brown took a quick timeout after that three from Bryson Vogel. What do you think he's talking about in the huddle right now?
Hey, want to adjust here a little bit. And, I know he had talked about wanting to change some defenses and give them different looks, and I think it's worked. Defensively, You've only given up 28 points, and you're midway through the third quarter. If your team can find a way to score some points, you'll be right in it. But, I think that's a good timeout for his right now. You can't take him with you.
Right.
So if you're going to make an adjustment, you're looking in the last 4 minutes of the third quarter. Now's a big time. If you're going to make any push to cut into that 10-point lead of Grandview, this is it.
If you can try to get it down inside of 10 going into the fourth, anything can happen. They were down by 11 against Newark Catholic. They were up by 11, then down by 11. And then tied it up and went into 2 overtimes to win it.
Yeah, they just switched on the screens down there. What we used to tell, I've had a couple good players in the past.
Lachey has it stripped and a foul going to be called. On Burke again, his second.
We used to tell the player that's being face guarded or chased, you become a screener. Screen the screener.
Yeah. First free throw up and good for Luke Lachey. 11th point of the ball game.
You can also screen your own man, which will open other things up, and then you will confuse the defense a little bit.
Second free throw also good for the big man.
Yeah, I think that's good for Luke. He's a little more relaxed. I think here's a little pressure shown by Grandview now. A little 1-2-2 3/4 court.
More hands being shown by the Bobcats, but no calls. Here's Burke. Passes it over to Starcher. Now back to Bronder. And it's stolen away by Luke Lachey.
Yeah, just not strong with the ball.
Lachey strong to the hoop.
Wow.
And a whistle and a foul going to be called on Alex Bronder. Kind of a late whistle.
Yeah, real late.
I mean, the shot was already up and missed, and then the whistle came in.
Yeah.
Lachey back to the free throw line. He just hit 2 moments ago.
Well, he just looks more relaxed.
Yeah.
This half. I thought he was a little amped up. And, Luke's going to Iowa to play football. And you can't play basketball like you play football.
Right. So how weird will that be for his dad calling Buckeye games?
You're still a dad, though.
Here's Bronder. Drives to the hoop, found an opening, and scores it.
That defense looked like Swiss cheese, Jared. That hole opened up and never closed.
The Red Sea parted right there.
Yeah.
31-20. There's Lachey. Skip it over to Cribbs. Now back. Three-point attempt for Leslie. No good. Lachey the rebound.
He just goes and gets it. I give him credit. His effort on the offensive boards is real good. He seeks the ball.
Called the foul on Caden Starcher, his third. Collier to inbound. Gets it in the corner. Charlie James for 3. That's his second one of the night.
Yeah, that's really helped Grandview loosen up a little bit, having someone else make shots.
Back to a 14-point lead for Grandview Heights, and now a trap. But they get it to Vogel. Vogel to the hoop. Couldn't score it, but he's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Corbett's going to stay in that press much longer.
Foul's called on Cribbs. That's his third. Well, if either of these teams gets in a situation toward the end of the game where they have to play the foul game, they're going to have to bring a lot of guys off the bench to do it.
There's not going to be anybody really ready to give a foul.
Adam Bechtel checks into the ball game for Grandview Heights. He replaces Glenn Cribbs. Good look right there. Bryson Vogel gets a second free throw after missing the first.
Yeah, Bryson made first team All-District, Central District. What an honor for him. Very well deserved.
And he got the second one.
Yeah, talk to players, shoot free throw. You miss that first one, step off, regroup, and make the next one. Collier's got it in his hands. He hadn't had it in his hands pretty much this whole quarter.
Here's Lachey. Pass is stolen away by Bronder. Bronder now almost has it stolen away, and a foul's called on Charlie James. Believe it or not, that's just his first foul. Vogel calls out the play. They'll swing it right side. Here's Bronder. Back out to Starcher. Now Vogel.
Yep.
Swing it all the way around to Maynard.
Yep, kind of like a Princeton run there with a pop back at the top.
Vogel just going to fire up a shot. No good. Here comes Lachey running the floor. Get it back now to Leslie. And the pass stolen away by Bronder right into his hands. Here comes Bronder. High off the glass, but couldn't get it to go. I think he was a little nervous that Lachey was going to swat it. Now a whistle and another timeout going to be taken by Coach Corbett.
Not all of Coach Corbett's hairs are gray right now, but they soon will be if they keep playing like this.
34-21 is the score. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. I want to say thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew tonight. Our producer-director, Josh Messerly. On graphics and replays, Shane Messina. Our clock operator, Donnie Ziegfeld. On the top camera, Jason Roush doing double duty again tonight. AD duties and also camera duties. And then down on the floor is Tom Russo, the man bringing you all the pictures right in your living room from right down on the action. There you see us high atop the gymnasium here at Ohio Dominican University. Nice crowd on both sides. Grandview Heights has a nice crowd. Big crowd for Fisher, and of course some of the Bern Union people coming in early to support the Irish and wait for their boys team to play as they've got their girls team playing down at Pickerington North. And last check, it was 15-11 at halftime. Bern Union Lady Rockets trailed against Fort Fry. We'll try to get an update on that one as we move on here tonight. Charlie James to inbound for Grandview Heights. Gets it right side to Leslie. Now Collier. Pass into the elbow. Lachey. That was a strong shot.
Yeah. Well, they got the ball, ran a little fade and got the ball in Collier's hands. He's their best passer also, Jared. Yeah. You know, and more than his not scoring or having the ball to score, what really hurts is he is the best passer and keeps their offensive smoother.
Here's Vogel. You know, we've seen Fisher throughout the year, and they seem to have lived and died by the three. They have not taken many threes tonight.
No, they've just been inconsistent offensively. You know, Coach Brown knows that.
Yeah.
You know, and you're also playing a team that's good defensively, and as you said, got their hands on. You got to deal with it.
Yep.
You know, you can't turn the ball over and not get opportunities to score, especially when it's already difficult for you to score anyway.
Starcher was a little out of control to the hoop there and had it blocked by Lachey. Here's Collier. His ball is tipped, now back into the hands of James for three, who has two in this half, but he couldn't get that one. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Maynard gets it to Vogel. Now back out top to Maynard. Maynard trying to drive, but man, Collier's all over him. Now he picks up his dribble, needs to get rid of it, and it's stolen away by Lachey. Look out, here comes Luke Lachey to the hoop. Tried to get a dunk up, but Bronder fouled him hard enough that he couldn't get it down.
Yeah, it's a good foul.
Yeah, it is. Nothing dirty about it.
No, just a good foul. You can see right here, good hustle by Bronder. Just hit him on the arm.
Lachey back to the free throw line. First one's up and no good. Substitutions coming into the ball game for Fisher Catholic. Alex Smith comes in. And for Grandview Heights, it's Trey Holliman. Second free throw for Lachey, also no good. He's missed his last three, but rebounded by Grandview Heights. Shot's no good. Lachey's put back no good. Now a foul going to be called. They're going to get it on number 4, Adam Bechtel. That's his third.
Yeah, players just need to learn how to play, not respond to officials' calls. You do yourself no justice by doing that, Jared. Either putting your palms up or acting astonished. Just play the game.
Ian Gessie checks back into the ball game for Grandview Heights. He replaces Lachey. Also coming in is Darian Davis. There's a shot at Coach Brown there on the side. His team trails it by 15, 36-21. Down to 3 seconds. Vogel, that looked awkward. I hope he's not hurt. Slipped as he was trying to jump stop. His shot goes out of bounds with .4. It's just going to be a catch and throw here. Technically, there's not enough time to even get a shot off, and so that's how the third quarter will end, with Grandview Heights on top 36-21. So the Irish was out. They were outscored that quarter 13-10.
Yeah, it's a better offensive quarter for them. They just, got behind early, but somehow you got to find a way. I mean, if you look at the missed opportunities they've had, either at the free throw line, the layups, it's hard to overcome that when you, like I said, you already have a little trouble scoring.
Yeah.
You kind of need everything to go well. We looked at that Newark Catholic game there last week. Newark Catholic took, how about this, 44 threes.
Wow.
I have never heard of such a thing.
No, me neither.
44, I'm not sure. That might have taken us 5 or 6 games back in the day to get 44 up. I mean, that's a lot.
That is.
And, Grandview, they're not going to fall into that trap and just start letting them fly.
Right.
But they're so much better when Collier's at the point of the offense and handling the ball. They're much smoother, more consistent.
Sharp-looking student section there for Grandview Heights, wearing their Sunday best.
I guess. Sunglasses, I don't know. Who are they? James Bond, maybe? Not sure. Okay, they're back to a standard 2-3 here. They're going to blitz them.
They'll get it up ahead. Now a pass to Lachey, who hammers it down.
Yeah, real good high-low right there for Grandview.
38-21 the score. Smith had his pass stolen. Now loose on the floor, tied up, and it will be a jump ball, and it will stay with the Irish.
Yeah, good hustle. Everybody getting on the floor.
Saw the slam right there on our Buckeye Toyota replay.
Wow, just to beat that trap that comes out of a 2-3 like that, it's a good job of getting it to high post and high post looking baseline, and Lachey did a good job preparing to catch it and finish it.
Bronder inbounds it to Smith. Now here's Burke. Burke over now to Vogel. Vogel's going to drive to the block, skip it back out to Maynard. He fires up a three, no good. Lachey the rebound. Collier from way downtown, no good. Yeah, Vogel the rebound.
That was it. The
Coach Corbett not happy with that.
No, that's...
Here's Alex Smith. His shot no good. Collier the rebound. Left side, it's Leslie. 6:42 and counting here in the fourth quarter. 38-21, Grandview Heights. Pass goes off the leg of Cribbs, and now back out for a three. And it's in for Aiden Leslie.
They hadn't shown a propensity to shoot the ball a whole lot, but it's gone in here, and I think a little bit of it's just relaxing.
20-point ball game, largest lead of the night for Grandview Heights. Here's Burke. Back out now to Smith. Bronder drives inside the paint, kick it back out to Bryson Vogel for three. No good. Rebounded by Smith momentarily, but it's out of bounds to the Bobcats. Connor Swartz checks back into the ball game for the Irish, replacing Josh Burke. Clock rolls inside of 6 minutes to play. Here from Ohio Dominican, and a foul going to be called on Alex Smith. Leslie to inbound. Gets it to Collier, now left side, James. Here's Lachey inside the paint. Got it.
Pretty simple sometimes if you just do simple things.
19 points for Luke Lachey.
Now he looks much calmer and much more under control this half, Jared.
He was held to 8 in the first half. Brian Collier led him in the first half, but Collier has not scored in the second half, but Luke Lachey has really stepped up.
Yeah, but Brian makes him go. He really does.
There's Swartz. It's tipped and controlled by Bronder. Alex, shots blocked, and they're going to get a foul called. They call it on Glenn Cribbs. That's his fourth. Bronder's free throws up and no good.
Team has really struggled from the free throw line tonight.
Yes, they have. They've only made 2 free throws on the night. Starcher comes in for the Irish to replace Smith, and Gessie comes in to replace Cribbs for the Bobcats. Bronder's second free throw. This one's good. And Coach Brown will take a timeout. He'll take a full one with his team trailing at 43-22 with 4:59 to play in the ball game.
Yeah, you want to keep playing in this situation, regardless of the score. Keep playing hard. Try to do things right.
Once again, the winner of this game will move on to the regional semifinal down at Ohio University in Athens. They'll play on Tuesday night, March the 10th at 8 p.m. Always a nice place to go and watch basketball this time of the year, high school basketball.
Yeah, regional basketball, district basketball at the Convocation Center in Athens is great fun.
Coming up in our nightcap, I guess you could say, later on we will have the Bern Union Rockets as they take on Wellington. And boy, if there's any indication of how tough a league is, both Grandview Heights and Wellington in the same league. Grandview Heights finished 4th at 21-6 overall. Wellington at 16-9 overall finished 5th. Crazy.
Well, the big thing I know Coach Taylor told me at Wellington is, they went from the Cardinal division to the Ohio division, Jared. And that was a big jump in nightly competition.
Yeah. Actually, take that back. Wellington finished 6th in the Mid-State League Ohio. Behind Buckeye Valley was behind Grandview Heights and then Wellington.
Yeah, they were 6-6, I think, in the conference. And it's just, that's good, though. I mean, we talk about the Buckeye. We see the Buckeye Mid-State a good bit. It's very competitive.
Right.
We got Logan Elm playing tomorrow night for a district championship. Yep. And where were they in the league race?
Right.
They weren't there. So, that's always good.
In the corner, it's Leslie. Now back out to Collier.
Yeah, I like this. Just running some offense against it.
Lachey now just holds it at the top.
Yeah, but I like that they're running some offense. Wow.
Pass is loose. And a jump ball going to be called. It'll stay with the Bobcats.
You do that, you want to take care of the ball, though. You want your players to take care of the ball because at some point you may actually need this down the road to learn how to run time and to execute it.
Lachey skips it over to Leslie. Back out to Lachey. Boy, this is a mismatch, isn't it? Sam Maynard 5'9", Luke Lachey 6'7".
Almost got a foot on him, doesn't he?
Now Leslie is tied up. Gets it over to James. Back out Lachey. Nice pass over to Gessie, and he puts it up and in.
That's a great possession, and you have to learn how to run those kind of possessions, like I said, to prepare you down the road. People don't like it, but you're going to need those if you're going to advance very far. You've got to learn how to run time and be effective.
Maynard's shot is blocked. Quickly up ahead, here's Collier. Collier will lay it in. His first points of the second half. (47-22). Grandview Heights. Clock ticking down, near 3 minutes to play in the ball game. In the corner, it's Vogel. He'll fire up the three. No good, rebounded by Collier. Lachey, right side now to James, and now back to Collier. There's Leslie. To Lachey at the top. Now back to Leslie. They're just going to run some more time and just be patient. Irish take the basketball away. Get it out to Starcher. Now in the corner, it's Bronder. Fires up a three, no good. Backside rebound and put back up and in for Connor Swartz. And a timeout called by Fisher Catholic. Let's get to our players of the game. Let's do Fisher Catholic first. Brought to you by the Fairfield National Bank. Fairfield National Bank knows when life gets real, you need a banker who cares about your story. Take Lauren, for example. After her father passed, Lauren knew her mother should move in with her, but she also knew mom needed help getting her finances in order. That's why they sat down with one of our bankers. Together, they got the attention and accounts they needed to navigate the transition, and Lauren found the free time to finally learn to make her mom's favorite pie. We call that banking built for living. Come by or visit fairfieldnationalbank.com to find an account built for your life. Fairfield National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, I think you got to recognize tonight, pretty consistent effort, definitely consistent effort. Alex Bronder, number 4, 6-foot junior. He's had a nice ball game tonight for the Irish. The thing with Alex, gets a little stronger with the basketball and continues to improve his skills. He could probably be one of the top guards definitely in the Cardinal Division next year, Joe.
I agree. There he is, Alex Bronder.
Yeah, good effort tonight, Alex.
6-foot junior for Fisher Catholic. He will check out and finish the ball game with 11 points. Oh, check that, 12 points for Alex Bronder. He's our Fisher Catholic Player of the Game. We'll get to the Grandview Heights Player of the Game right now. Grandview Heights Player of the Game brought to you by Lines Auto Service, your local source for full-service preventative maintenance and automotive repair. Family-owned and operated. They perform high-quality, guaranteed service you can trust at a fair price. Our Grandview Heights Player of the Game is about to check out of the game, and that's number 23, Luke Lachey.
Now, I think the big thing with Luke is his second half, Jared. He showed much more control, composure. I thought he's a little too amped up first half, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And
there's Luke, finishes with 19 points, and his team will move on to the regional semifinal. Both teams emptying the bench now, getting some guys in the game and getting their seniors a chance to hear the ovation and applause from their fans. Bryson Vogel has had an outstanding career for Fisher Catholic, playing in his last ball game tonight. I'll get to those the rest of those seniors momentarily as the free throw's up and good for Collier, also a senior.
Yeah, Brian's had a great career, Grandview. You know, when you're Player of the Year in the district, that's a great honor.
Second one's good, and he'll check out to some applause.
Yeah, and he'll get recognized in the state awards from the Associated Press, Jared. Very deserving.
Playing in their last ball game for Fisher Catholic tonight, Caden Starcher, Joe Martin, Connor Swartz, Sam Maynard, Bryson Vogel, and Trey Fabricini, who I don't see over there, but he has played all year long for this Fisher Catholic team and just announced his commitment to Denison to play football.
He'll play for Coach Hayden in Granville.
Yeager fires up a three, no good. Rebounded by Smith. They'll kick it over in the corner to Ben Shaw. Shot put up inside the three-point line, no good. Now the shot put up for Yeager, no good. Tied up and stolen away. Here's Burke. His three up, no good. And the Bobcats now with the block shot by Grant Culberson, the other 6'7" player for the Bobcats. And a foul going to be called on Fisher Catholic.
Well, great effort by the Irish that last possession, but your field goal percentage is not going to go up.
Exactly.
Just haven't been able to put it in the basket all night.
At the free throw line is Danny Claypool, freshman for Grandview Heights, and he's got his name in the scoring column.
Yeah, we've talked about those lefties all year. Nice looking stroke at the free throw line.
Yep. Second one for Claypool, also good.
Yeah, true. We're going to the county fair. I want him with me.
Inside of a minute to play, 51-24 is the score. Here's Smith. Goes to the elbow. They'll get it back out to Josh Burke. Burke will just fire up a three from the top of the key and drain it. Down to 34 seconds and counting. There's Keegan Kearney. Get it back over right side in the corner. Darian Davis. Senior's three-pointer no good. Rebounded by the Irish now, almost stolen away, and it's out of bounds. It'll go back to Fisher Catholic with 16.9. Shaw will bring it up. Down to 10 seconds. Here's Burke, now in the corner. Three-pointer put up and in! Over in the corner for Colton Yeager. So your final score tonight, Grandview Heights victorious. They're moving on to the regional semifinal as they beat Fisher Catholic by a final score of 51-30. And, even though the game was out of hand there at the end, it's nice to see an opportunity for both coaches to get their seniors a chance to hear the applause one last time and get some guys some minutes in a tournament game.
It's a big deal. Part of coaching at high school is having players that are involved in participating and being part of the team. They don't always get all the headlines or the newspaper or all the time on the floor, but they make your team better, and that's always great to see those kids get a play, Jared.
Let's check some final scoring. First of all, for Fisher Catholic, Caden Starcher finishes with 4 points. It was Connor Swartz with 2. Colton Yeager had 3. Bryson Vogel with 4. Check that. It was, Bryson Vogel had 4. Josh Burke had 5. And leading the way for the Irish was Alex Bronder with 12 points. For Grandview Heights, Adam Bechtel had 5. It was Danny Claypool with 2. Charlie James had 7. Ian Giese had 2. It was Brian Collier with 15 points, 11 of those in the first half, and Luke Lachey led the way for the Bobcats with 19 points, and his team moving on to the regional semifinal at Ohio University. They will play next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock to be determined who they will play, but this is a team that's on a mission, now raising their record to 22-6.
Yeah, great season, really. I mean, when you look at having 22 wins on the season, you'll take that anytime, so great year for Coach Corbett and his team, and for Fisher Catholic, a really good effort there from the players. I thought they played really hard to the end. Jared gave just Grandview was just a better team today, and Irish had trouble, which they've had off and on all year, just putting the ball in the basket, and if you can't score points, it's just hard to win.
We do want to congratulate the Fisher Catholic Irish on an outstanding season. They finished 13-12, but to make it to the district final, that's saying a lot. So congratulations once again. I want to say to their seniors, Trey Fabricini, Bryson Vogel, Sam Maynard, Connor Swartz, Joe Martin, Caden Starcher, all those guys with outstanding careers at Fisher Catholic. We wish them well moving on. And we are going to break for a little while. This is game number 1 of our doubleheader. We will take some time to recoup here, refresh, and get ready for game number 2. Tim, your thoughts on that one? Bern Union will take on Wellington in just a little bit.
Yeah, after speaking to both coaches, I know Coach Taylor wants to really crank up the pressure, and he's very concerned when he had seen the Rockets play, especially McCartney handling their pressure and them maybe committing fouls. And I know Coach McKnight, Chad's very concerned about handling that pressure early. He said that's really the key for them, is dealing with the storm that comes early, as he phrased it. And he's right. And not to give up too many live ball turnovers and deal with it, because, Bern's had a pretty good year, and it'll be interesting to see if they can keep it close and hang in and deal with the ball pressure.
We want to say thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew tonight. Our producer-director, Josh Messerly. On graphics and replays, Shane Messina. Our clock operator, Donnie Ziegfeld. Our top camera operator, at least for the game, was Jason Roush. He's now down on the floor doing double duty as AD duties. And on our floor camera tonight, Tom Russo. Once again, your final score, Grandview Heights 51, Fisher Catholic 30. The Bobcats moving on to the regional semifinal. For our entire Interface Video Productions crew and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina. IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina, Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Buckeye Toyota, Fairfield National Bank, The Carriage Company, Fairfield County Adam H., Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, North Body Shop, Ohio University Lancaster, Fairfield DD, Dagger Law, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, The Huddle Tire Company, and Standing Stone Bank.